What's Miles from Black Women TV, talking to Monica regarding her role in At Midnight. Obviously, you've had a great year and still having a great year so far. So when it came to this role, what made you say yes?
Oh man, I had really wanted to do a rom-com for a long time. I kind of just assumed it was like a rite of passage or a thing that I would have done even earlier in my career, but none had really come up. So I was just really stoked to get the script. I had a meeting with Jonah Feingold, our director, who was super lovely and like really had a lot of interest in like what I thought about the character and the story and like as a woman and as an actress and just really wanted my perspective, which doesn't always happen in this industry. And Diego Boneta being a part of it, he's so incredible. Yeah, like there were more reasons. There were like too many reasons to do it. It didn't make sense not to do it. I've always dreamed of shooting in Mexico. My grandma's from there, so I just was like, it was just heaven.
So when you take on this role, and I like to think when an actor reads the sides of the character they're playing, it's got to be a little bit of themselves in there. So how do you relate to Sophie?
Oh man, I mean, it sort of became like a chicken or the egg situation, or life imitates art, art imitates life. But they did change that the character's grandma was from Mexico, so I got to kind of play with that, which was fun. Obviously being an actor, although I've never been in a superhero franchise of any kind and don't even
Yet.
be like, yes, yet. I guess everyone does. Another rite of passage, I suppose. And all of this Top Gun, like this movie, Top Gun hadn't come out when we made this film, so that was also interesting to watch after having shot a film where, like the kind of paparazzi world takes place and having no, just sort of like faking it and then living in that world and being like, oh, that's what it looks like. But I think I'd still maintain the performance on that. Um, yeah, it just, I don't know. What else? God, so many things. I'm awkward. She's awkward. There's the she wears like this face. There were just little things that I'd be like, well, this face mask that I have is really like funny and stupid. Should we throw it into the scene? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So there was just like constantly things like that. They gave a note about my hair being frizzy. We all thought it was really funny. So the studio was like nice enough to let us put it into the movie, and kind of be self-referential in that way.
Then there's Diego. Obviously, when you do a rom com, it's the chemistry's got to work on screen and hopefully off, so that we, the audience, buy this. Because a lot of times, there are so many rom coms, and people usually say, "I liked it, I didn't like it, I didn't see a chemistry." How did you work with Diego in establishing hopefully a chemistry that we see on screen that we can like, so this movie takes off?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were really lucky. We got on the chemistry read, and like Zoom chemistry reads are super hard and super awkward. But everyone who was there sort of in the room said it was just immediate. And I think we just got along so well. It was actually more of a challenge for us than to build the chemistry. It was more of a challenge for us to act like we didn't like each other. Jonah kept being like, remember, you don't like each other in these scenes, because we're just like so polite as people, and then we would sort of like out polite each other and be so well mannered and just like so kind to each other. And so Jonah would have to remind us like, nope, beginning of the movie, you're butting heads, and then so you have somewhere to go. Yeah, he's great. He made it very, very easy.
What's your takeaway? Obviously, when you are on more pages here than you have previously, Top Gun is a big ensemble. Here, you're on a lot of pages. What's your takeaway, skill set wise, as an actress? You can take on to your next project.
Wait, a lot of pages, you said?
Yeah, like obviously you're the
Oh,
lead,
a lot
so
of,
you're on a lot of pages. So
yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
Yes,
So
yes. Yeah. I mean, really, Top Gun was such a like full-time experience because we were there for everyone else's scenes, everyone else's everything, briefs, debriefs for flights, and so but there definitely is a different level of pressure when you're like given more pages and given more of a character arc, and yeah, excuse me, more words, and um yeah, there was for sure a responsibility, but I mean, I have to say, like, Kat Cohen and Anders and Whitney and I'm forgetting, Fernando and Casey Thomas Brown. Like our supporting cast was so strong. They just made us all feel like it was easy. It's just so easy to share a scene with them, because they would just take the material and run with it. So I don't know that I felt that so much of that pressure or responsibility. Um, More so in the pressure of like playing the superhero world, honestly, because we had to like, from scratch sort of pretend as if we had this successful franchise, and to sell an audience that who knows successful franchises, we had to be very specific. So that was something I was a little bit nervous about, but you know, everyone in our cast was just incredible, and Jonah was our fearless leader.
You seem to have had a lot of fun. Congratulations on this role. I'm sure a lot more people will like it like I did. So I'm sure we'll see you again. I'll see you again because you're going to continue to work, keep going on. We're always there to support wherever you're at. Take care. Wilson Morales from Black Film TV talking to Diego regarding his film At Midnight. How's it going?
Hey, Wilson, it's going great. How are you doing?
Good. I've seen you recently and other stuff you've done. But I always ask, what goes into saying yes to taking on projects, particularly this one.
Well, Wilson, this was actually a project that I also produced. This is the first movie that I produced under my production company, Three Amigos. It's a company. It's called Three Amigos because it's my sister, my manager, and myself. And after the first season of Luis Miguel, which was a show I did for Netflix that I also produced, I started developing this rom-com in 2018. And we partnered with Paramount and developed it for many years until we shot it a year ago.
Okay. And when you're wearing this many hats, obviously you're playing the lead. How was working with Monica, knowing that she's your other half in the movie, and establishing that chemistry so that we, the audience, can buy that these characters conform to each other?
Yeah, Wilson, that was the most important part to all, for all of us, for, Jonah, who's our director, all the other producers. I feel like rom-coms, it's all about the chemistry between the, leading couple. That makes it or breaks it. And we did chemistry reads with a lot of very talented actresses who I hope I get to work with one day. But Monica really blew us all away. And from the very beginning, it was like we knew how important that was. And after Monica was cast, we went to Mexico City. The three of us, Jonah, Monica, and I, spent time there, rehearsed the scenes together, and we really worked on that chemistry.
Mm-hmm. You're playing the role of Alejandro, who's a chef. How good are you at cooking in real life?
Pretty bad, man. I definitely had to take some cooking lessons. Cause yeah, I'm not a great cook. So yeah, that was fun.
When it comes to rom-coms, it's always ABC. Boy meets girl, boy gets girl, they lose girl, then we expect them to get together at the end. Obviously it's all about the execution that makes certain ones stand out from the other. What did you want to do different? Obviously you're creating a rom-com, but I'm sure you and your teams goes, we've seen that. How do you want to make this one different?
Have you seen the film, Wilson?
Yes. Right.
So, one of the things that we wanted to really lean into is, this is the first Hollywood rom-com I could think of that's been shot in Mexico. I'm from Mexico City. And we really wanted to show an authentic side of Mexico. The Riviera Maya, Tulum, Cancun, it's beautiful and has beautiful beaches, but also Mexico City. And we really wanted it to feel and use, this is almost like a love letter to Mexico. And I feel like in rom-coms, the cities where they're shot in almost play like a character as well. You watch Midnight in Paris, makes you want to go to Paris. You watch Notting Hill, makes you want to go to London, and we really wanted to kind of like generate that with this movie. And yeah, I mean, like you said, there's certain plot wise, it's, yeah, the meet cute and, boy meets girl, they fight and then they get back together, but, how to make it different and just stand out, and I, I feel that where we shot it helped a lot. And yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's all about the chemistry, whether or not, the dialogue, the banter, that you kind of root for them, even though you're expected, but you also want to see it well executed. You mentioned earlier you're a producer on this as well. Obviously, with this deal that you have, what did you learn in the process? I feel like you're still learning, as a businessman and as an actor. What did you learn, from this movie that you can take to your next project?
It's a great question. How it's really all about the team. Making movies, team effort. And how important it is to, find the right director, partner up with the right, producers. Like in this case, we have Fred Berger, who produced La La Land, and Michelle Franco, who's one of Mexico's, most prestigious filmmakers. And having that team of, the best of Hollywood with the best of Mexico was really, really cool. How it's really like, it all comes down to the script, the story, and to the team. It's just, constantly reminded me how important it is to just have the right team.
Hey, you did a good job here. Congratulations. I enjoyed the film. Obviously, I want to see both of you do more, but it's a good, nice, cute movie, as you mentioned, and hey, keep it up. I'm looking for more. If you can do a movie like this, obviously, I'm expecting some diversity in your roles and the movies that you do, but keep it up. We're here to support wherever you're at. Stay safe and take care.
Thank you, Wilson. It was great talking to you, and I hope to see you in person soon.
Yes. Bye.
All right, bye.